Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah, great, thank you. Are you excited about today?
What?
Are you excited about today?
Yes, I mean, we had a cast and crew screening of the film a little while back, at which I was so overexcited I got slightly drunk. So I know no more about the plot now than I did when it was filmed, because it's a melange of excitement. It's an oddity, this film, but what I do remember from the cast and crew screening through a sort of haze of rosé was that, Brian, I'm being interviewed, even though I didn't follow every intricacy of it, in all seriousness, it was heartwarming. It seems to be about love and friendship. How they get that into a sort of loony thing about sci-fi travel, I don't know, but they have.
Well, actually, what was your favourite day on set?
Any day with Johnny Vegas in it.
I've met him before, he is so funny.
He's a lovely man. And I'm going to name drop here like a loon, but I was directed 22 years ago in a film by Stephen Fry, who knows Johnny Vegas very well. So I texted Sir Stephen and I said, what's Johnny Vegas like? I'm about to work with him, because on the face of it, I'm 6'11" and he's shorter. And I thought, and he's, frightfully, and I'm a poncy old cow. And so I said, what's he like, Sir Stephen? He wasn't Sir Stephen then. Is Johnny not? And he said, to use a terrible word, he's authentic. Genuine, I think was the word. And he is. Johnny is a delightful man of amazing talents. He's forging a career now as an artist and all sorts. And I'm disappointed he's not here tonight. But any scene with Johnny Vegas in it would be my favourite. Also, though, the girls who are not professional actors like what I'm supposed to be, they're so good, it's annoying.
I think that's because they've got great banter, I heard, so they can banter off each other.
Yes, but also comedy timing they've got, and a sense of good nature, and a sense of warmth and friendship, and that, as I say, is what this film seems to, amazingly, be about.
So working on a comedy film, do you notice the difference of doing something that's comedy compared to like serious stuff that you've worked on? Like, is there more of a high each day? It's like, for example, if you're doing like Holby City, there'll be death a lot of the time on the storyline.
Whenever I'm on, it dies a death. There's a lot of cutting up of rubber bodies before the BBC stupidly cancelled it. Yeah.
I know. How was that? What did you all know it was coming?
Well, at the time I thought, I've done 11 years, it's been wonderful, fantastic to have, let's go and do something else. And I have done lots of other things, but I was so fortunate as an actor to have 52 weeks of the year employment at a very nice wage, thank you, BBC. But I'm still in touch with all the lovely people on Holby, and I'm still working, so can't be that bad.
I remember, I don't know if it was Holby or Casualty, but when I worked at Elstree, we did The Voice Kids, and we kind of shared it with, I think, was it Holby or were they both at Elstree?
Holby was Elstree, yeah.
So it would have been Holby. Just remember seeing all these nurses coming down with fake blood all over them. It was the maddest thing. It was such a surreal, being with all these kids for The Voice Kids, and then all these people with fake blood everywhere. It was so funny.
My favourite moment it's an old-fashioned studio building up there at Elstree, and there's the Fairbanks, named after Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Senior Junior, corridor, and all the great and the good wander up and down that corridor. And one day word went about that Freddie Flintoff was there to record one of those quiz things, but he'd had before his recent unfortunate accident, from which he's recovering brilliantly, he'd buggered up his knee or something, and I think all us girlies, we rather like Freddie Flintoff. And I secretly followed him up a corridor, and I coughed loudly behind him, and he turned round and went, the boss. He watched Holby City. I go, marvellous. Lovely man.
But yeah, the difference of it, is there like more of a high each day on set in a comedy film?
Edmund Kean, the great old actor, used to say, who is a tragedian and a comedian, he used to say, dying is easy, comedy is hard. It's a bit of a wanky thing to say in a way, I suppose, but actually, you know, comedy's. It's my agent. Comedy's tricky. You never know. Particularly on camera, without a live audience, you don't know whether you're getting it at all right or not. At least if you go into the Olivier Theatre and you die a death and you come off and nobody's laughed, you think, right, well, I've cocked that up. On film, don't know. But comedy isn't a laugh a minute. The best bit of comedy is, of course, portraying people truthfully. I mean, a definition of farce, as Sam Mendes, the great director, once told me, a definition of farce is you catch somebody in the worst moment of their life. So, you know, they're not normally deranged people, but they are in a farce. You just get them in a terrible moment in their lives. And let's see what this film's like anyway.
Is there any comedy off moments where you like, so for example, if you're on a set and you're like, oh, this isn't actually that funny, could you, especially with this film, could you put your own input into it?
We were encouraged to improvise, and we did. And then the director, Chris, would say, well done, not funny. And you just think, I
can't imagine that.
I think I'll go home now. But it's a talented team. It's a weird piece. It's a wonderful oddity, but the heart of it is absolutely golden, I think.
And then lastly, because I don't want to keep it too long since everyone's gone, is what can we expect from you in the future?
A couple of standard fare things. I mean, Grant, I shouldn't say that, but it's a beautiful series, Grant, so I'm doing guest in that. Shakespeare and Hathaway, wonderful as well. And a big thing called Marie Antoinette. I don't play her, I was too tall for the role. That's coming out on the Beeb in a minute, I think. We filmed it last year in France, great. And I play the right-hand man to the king. Lovely.
Mate, thank you so much and enjoy tonight. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.